Hello, everybody. Scooty Double 7 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 10 and 13 Cincinnati Reds taking on the 7 and 16 San Francisco Giants. This is game one of a three-game series between the Reds and the Giants. Who's going to win game one? Will it be the Reds? Will it be the Giants? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. Leading off the center fielder, Ryan Freel. Batting second, the second baseman, Yohalbert Cabrera. Batting third, the right fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Edwin Encarnacion. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Adam Dunn. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Jeff Kippinger. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Joey Votto. Batting eighth, the catcher, David Ross. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Aaron Herring. On the mound for the Giants, it is Jonathan Sanchez. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of 6.96. No wins and one loss. He's pitched 20 and 2/3 of an inning, allowed 22 hits, 19 strikeouts, and 16 walks. We're here at AT&T Park, which gives nothing to strikeouts, walks, or home runs. It's even across the board. And with that, Ryan Freel will step up to the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate. He's batting a .268, and we're ready. Here's the first pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. We're going to start this game off with the @ symbol. So anytime you roll the @ symbol as your result off of the pitcher card, you'll resolve the play on the ballpark card. We go to AT&T Park, and that's going to be an S+9. It's going to be a single to Velez. Now, on an S+ result, if we had other runners on base, they would advance 2 bases automatically. Now, we're going to roll to see if Phil will take that single and make it and stretch it into a double. So if the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, then safe with a double. His base run rating is a 5. Velez will give a +2. And that is good for a double. So Ryan Freel will stretch that into a double. And that is going to bring up Yohalbert Cabrera. Cabrera, first time we're seeing him in this replay. 2 games. This is his first at bat. Strategy roll is a 14. And that's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 5, that is a 5, and that's going to be good for a walk. So Cabrera will trot on down to first, and let's take a look at the starting defense for the San Francisco Giants. Lewis will be out there in left field. Roland will be at center, and Velez will be at right field. Going around the horn, we've got Alora on third, Bollock on at short. Durham will be on second, Broker at first. Molan will be behind the plate, and Sanchez will be on the mound. Ken Griffey Jr. batting a .284. Strategy roll is a 19. Reds holding off infield at double play depth. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 9, that is a 9. Struck him out. And that'll put one away. Edwin Encarnacion batting a .203. Strategy roll is a 3. Infield still at double play depth. And here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. Strikeout plus. And a strikeout plus, we add 10 to that range. That makes it a 20. 15 in range. Struck him out. And just like that, the Giants get 2 quick outs. Adam Dunn batting a .313, strategy roll 7, Reds standing pat. Here's the pitch. Infield normal depth, and that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a wild pitch. Now, on a wild pitch, we're going to re-roll the D20. If it's on a 1 to 10, it becomes a wild pitch. 11 to 12, it's a passed ball. 13 and higher, nothing happens. It's a 15, nothing happens. We're going to roll for Dunn, and that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5, line drive to second base. Durham will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the San Francisco Giants. Batting first, the left fielder, Fred Lewis. Batting second, the right fielder, Eugenio Velez. Batting third, the second baseman, Ryan Durham. Batting fourth, the catcher, in the cleanup position, Benji Molan. Batting fifth, the center fielder, Aaron Rowland. Batting sixth, the first baseman, John Brokaw. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Rich Alora. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Brian Bocock. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Jonathan Sanchez. On the mound for the Reds, it's Aaron Herring. He'll come into the game with a starting ERA of a 3.38. No wins and 4 losses. He's pitched 32 innings, allowed 30 hits, 35 strikeouts, and 10 walks. Fred Lewis batting a .212, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 13, the 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That's going to be a ground ball to Cabrera. Cabrera will make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the San Francisco Giants. Dunn will be out there in left field. Frill will be in center. Griffey at right field. Going around the horn, we've got Encarnacion on third. Kippinger will be at short. Cabrera on second. Voto on first. Ross will be behind the plate. And Aaron will be on the mound. Eugene Velez batting a .296. And here is the pitch. That's going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, strikeout on a 1 to 8, 18 too high. That's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That's going to be a single out there in the right field. As Velez will smack a small blooper out there. So that's going to be a 14. They are going to send him for the steal. And it's a 16. He got caught stealing. So 2 away. They caught him trying to steal second. Ryan Durham batting a .277. Herring saw that, beamed it to Cabrera, who made the catch. And that's going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's going to be a strike for right now because Herring is not tired. He's not faces a lot number of batters. Strikeout range on a 1 to 10. The 15 is too high. And that's going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. It's a single out there into right field as well. And Durham will get on with a base hit. Durham keeping the inning alive, and that's going to bring up the cleanup man, Benji Milan, who is batting a .182. Strategy roll is a 16, infield normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a walk. On a 1 to 3, the 20 is too high. And that's going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a base hit out there in the center field. Durham goes to second, but does he pick up the extra base? Field will give him -1. Base runner advantage is advancement is a -2 from first to third. Head out there into center field. We roll 1d6 against that. Actually, we roll both d6s, but we're checking the red die and the red die only. It says on a 2 through 5, if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. Otherwise, he will hold, and in this case, it is a 3 against a 2. The roll is high. Durham holds. And that's going to bring up Aaron Rowland, batting a 297. Strategy roll 16. Giants holding off. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's going to be a strikeout. On a 1 to 11, the 8 in range struck him out. So no runs, 3 hits, no errors, and the Giants will leave 2 stranded. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Jeff Kippinger, Joey Votto, and David Ross due up for the Big Red Machine. And that's going to be Jeff Kippinger batting a 209. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's a strikeout on a 1. The 6 is too high. 4-2, column 4, row 2, double star 4. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Smacks that down the third baseline. Alora will pick that up, throw it over to Broker, and that'll be out number 1. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Joey Votto. Votto batting a 297, 492, sorry. He's batting a 492. And that is going to be a 2-4. I'm getting my numbers mixed up in this game. That's going to be a 4-2. That's going to be a range play, so that's going to be the first number in the defensive arm. And whose range are we checking? That's going to be on a 1-3, column 1, row 3. Ground ball down the third baseline to Alora. His range is a 1 to 3. It's a 3. He'll make the catch and throw it across the horn to Broker, who will make it. And he got that right at the outfield. Threw it across the horn to Broker, who tagged first base to get the out, as it was in time. 2 away. David Ross batting a 200 right on the Mendoza line. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a possible error on a ground ball. So that means we're going to now look at the number in the brackets. And whose error range are we checking? That's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a ground ball down the third baseline. Alora once again, but this time we're checking his error range. That's on a 1 to 11. It's a 14, no error there. Once again, he'll make the catch and throw it over to first. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Giants retire the Reds in order. Go to the bottom of the second. John Brokaw, Rich Alora, and Brian Bocock due up for the Giants. John Brokaw batting a 206. And here is the pitch. That's going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 12. The 4 in range struck him out. Rich Alora batting a 210, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a strikeout on a 1 to 7. The 10 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-2. Column 5, row 2. Fly ball back there to center field. Frill goes back, ways off Dunn, who comes in to help him out. But Frill will wave him off as he'll make the catch. Brian Bocock up. Bocock batting a 194. Giants with 2 outs, and that is going to be a 2-6. Column 2, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1-8, the 6 in range. Struck him out. So no run. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Reds return the favor and retire the Giants in order. After 2, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the 3rd. Aaron Herring, Ryan Friel, and Yolbert Cabrera due up for the Reds. Herring batting a 167, and that's going to be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. That's going to be a walk. On a 0, the 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. It's a base hit past the second base. And Herring is on with a base hit. So Herring will lead off with a base hit, and we go to the top of the order. Ryan Friel, who is 1-for-1 with a double. Strategy roll is a 4, and the infield is at double play depth. Reds holding off, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3. Possible error on a throw. Whose error range are we checking? It's a power hit to Rowland. On a 1-8, it's a single. It's a 19, no error there. However, it is a throwing error, so we do have to check for the error. No, we don't. It's an out. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Cabrera. Cabrera walked his last time up. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. That is going to be a 3-5. Column 3, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-5, the 14 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5. That's going to be a base hit out there into left field. Lewis will make the catch there. No, he doesn't make the catch as he hits in the shallow right field. Lewis will come in, throw it to Bocock to hold the runners at first and second. Die roll is a 1. However, if the base run rating is less than 1, the runners hold. So we don't need to check anything there. Herring holds. And that's going to bring up Ken Griffey Jr. He's 0-for-1 today with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. That's going to be a walk. On a 1-14, 8 in range. And that will load the bases. So the bases are loaded as Edwin Encarnacion comes in. Infield's going to come in. They're going to call for a quick timeout here in the top of the 3rd. And they're going to discuss strategy. See what's going on with the pitcher right now. And with that, Edwin Encarnacion. All right, here we go. Strategy rolls a 14. And that is going to be a strikeout plus on a 1-14. Well, strikeout plus. We had 10. That's a 5. That is a 20. Struck him out. Struck him out looking, and that's going to bring up Adam Dunn. Dunn is 0-for-1, and here is the pitch. Strategy rolls a 16, 2-5, column 2, row 5. Strikeout on a 1 to 13. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, double star 3. It's a ground ball to Dunn. He gets out of the inning and out of the jam. And that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and the Reds will leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the third. Jonathan Sanchez, Fred Lewis, and Eugenio Velez due up for the Reds. For the Giants. Jonathan Sanchez batting a 143, and here is the pitch. That's going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout on a 1 to 24. That is a 10. Struck him out. One away, and we go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis. Lewis is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Pitch to Lewis. That's going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's going to be a range play at the ballpark. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That's a ground ball to Kippinger. His range is a 1. That is a 2. It's good for a base hit, and Fred Lewis is on. And he couldn't get it. He tried to dive for it, and it went right through the glove. Hit and run attempt. Strategy roll is an 8. Infield double play depth. So on a hit and run, all ground double plays will get a -2. All base run ratings will get a +2. Home run and walk ratings are cut in half. We round those down. All lineouts are double plays, except on an error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Eugenio Velez is 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. Velez 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a home run on a 1. The 15 is too high. And that's going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a fly ball back there to Griffey. He'll make the catch. And that'll be out number 2. Let's see. Lewis is left. That makes it a 16. They're going to send him. It's a 6. And Lewis will go to second. Ray Durham up. Durham is 0 for 1. 1 for 1, sorry. And here is the pitch. Infield normal depth. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a hit by pitch. Aaron will give a -7. That makes it a 0. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a ground ball to Joey. He'll make the catch, tag the base. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the, after 3, we're still tied at 0. We go to the top of the 4th. Jeff Kippinger, Joey Votto, and David Ross due up for the Reds. Jeff Kippinger is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Kippinger, 3-6, 2-6, column 2, row 6. Strikeout plus on a 1 to 11. That is a 4. Struck him out looking. And that'll put 1 away. Joey Votto, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a blank for right now. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a ground ball to Durham. Durham will get it underhanded to Brokaw. And that'll be out number 2 and 2 away. David Ross, who is 0 for 1, and the pitch. David Ross, 2-3, column 2, row 3, at the ballpark. We're going to go to AT&T Park, 2-1, column 2, row 1. It's a base hit to Lewis out there in left field. And with that, Ross will get on with a base hit, so he keeps the inning alive. Keeps the inning alive, and that's going to bring up Aaron. Aaron is 1-for-1. Strategy roll is a 19. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1-20. The 6 in range struck him out. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Reds will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Benji Milan, Aaron Rowland, and John Brokaw due up for the Giants. Benji Milan batting a 1. He's 1-for-1 today, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a walk on a 1-3. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's a ground ball to Kippinger. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Votto. And that is out number 1. 1 away. Aaron Rowland, 0-for-1, struck out his last time up at bat. And here is the pitch. Rowland, 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's a strikeout on a 1-11. The 14 is too high. That's going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a double star 6. It's a fly ball back there to Griffey. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. John Brokaw, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. And that's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, double star. It's a double star 5 back there to Frill. Frill's range is on a 1-2. That is a 2. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on for the Giants after 4. We still got nothing. Go to the top of the 5th, and it's the top of the order for the Reds. Ryan Friel, Yolbert Cabrera, and Ken Griffey Jr. due up for Cincinnati. Ryan Friel, 1-for-2 with a double. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3 at the ballpark. We're going to go to AT&T, and that's going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a ground ball to Durham. Durham will make the catch, throw it over to Brokaw. And that is out number 1. Yolbert Cabrera, 1-for-1 with a walk. Cabrera, that's going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 1-5. That is a 9. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 away, and that's going to bring up Ken Griffey Jr. 0-for-1 with a walk and a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. Griffey being a left-handed batter, so on the pitcher card, we're going to look to the left-handed side of the slash. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be a base hit into center field, past second base. And with that, Ken Griffey Jr. will get on with a base hit. Edwin Encarnacion up to bat now. Strategy roll is a 7. He's 0-for-2 today with 2 strikeouts. And here is the pitch. Does he make it a hat trick? No, he does not. It's 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a ground ball to Durham. It's 5-1, column 5, row 1. Durham's range is a 1. It's a ground ball up the middle. That is a 5. Durham can't get it. And with that, Griffey will go over to second. He'll get the stop sign. He would advance from first to third on a base run rating of a 3 to 6. It's got a base run rating of a 2. Durham is 1 for 9 on his range checks throughout the replay so far. Strategy rolls a 13. Adam Dunn up. Dunn is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Dunn, 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's a strikeout plus. Dunn being a left-handed batter. Left-handed side of the slash on the pitcher card. We add 10 to that range. That makes it a 23. That is an 8. Struck him out looking. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on, and 2 left on for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Rich Alora, Ryan Bocock, and Jonathan Sanchez due up for the Giants. Rich Alora 0 for 1. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, possible error. Whose error range? That's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be good for a base hit. And Carcion's error range is on a 1 to 11. That is a 6, and Carcion will make an error. It's a 1-base error. And with that, Alora will take second on an error. Ryan Bocock up is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Strategy roll is an 11, and the Giants have a runner in scoring position. And here is the pitch. And that is a 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a ground ball to Encarnacion. And we will see that is going to be an out at first, and a advance on balls hit to third on a 6 only. And that'll put 1 away. Alora still on second. Strategy rolls a 5 with 1 out. Ryan Sanchez up. Sanchez is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 5, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 24. That is a 20. Struck him out. We go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, 1 for 2. Strategy rolls a 14. And with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a walk on a 1 to 10. That is a 5. It is in range. And we've got runners on first and second. Eugenio Velez up. He's 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 8. The 9 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's a ground ball to Kippinger. Kippinger will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error, and 2 left on for the Giants after 5. We're still tied at 0. Go to the top of the 6th. Jeff Kippinger, Joey Votto, and David Ross due up. Jonathan Sanchez can face 1 more batter before he's considered tired. He's going to they're going to leave him out there. However, the bullpen for the Giants is warming up. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Jonathan being a left-handed pitcher. So on the batter card, we're going to look to the left-handed side of the slash, and that is good for a base hit past the shortstop. And Kippinger will get on with a base hit. They're going to give him 2. He's holding up a 2 sign, so 2 more batters. Want to see what he can do here. Joey Votto, 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, strikeout on a 1-10. The 20 is too high. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Velez. Velez will go back, make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. David Ross, 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 4. 1 out, no infield double play depth, and here is the pitch. Incidentally, if should we roll a 2-1, a 3-1, or a 5-4, the pitcher will be removed. We would have to remove the pitcher because those are his tired ratings, and they do come into play. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-4. 8 in range, struck him out. And with that, Aaron Herring is up. Herring is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. Herring, 1-1, column 1, row 1, possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 1, column 3, row 1. It's a ground ball to Broker. Broker will make the catch. Error range for Broker is a 0. That is a 9. No error there. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Reds will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Ray Durham, Benji Molon, and Aaron Rowland. Excuse me, though. Due up for the Giants. Ray Durham is 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. Aaron Herring can face 7 more batters. That's going to be a 1-2. Column 1, row 2. That's going to be a walk on a 1-13. 4 in range, and that's going to be good for a walk. And that is a walk, and that's going to bring up Benji Molon. Infield goes to double play depth. Strategy roll is a 9. Giants standing pat. Molon is 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-4. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. It's going to be a double star 4. Fly ball back there to Dunn. Dunn will make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Aaron Rowland is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 19. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1-11. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That's a fly ball back there to center field. Friel will make the catch. And that'll puts 2 away. John Broker, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a strike on a 1-12. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a double out there in the right field to Ken Griffey. He'll chase it back to the wall. It's a foul ball off the wall. Griffey takes it, throws it back. Encarnacion at third. He's going to tag up. He's going to head for home. On a base run rating of a 4, the die roll is a 3. Durham scores. And the Giants get on the board and they end the deadlock. It's 1-0 San Francisco. Rich Alora is up. He's 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 13, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a walk on a 1-7. That is a 2. It's in range, and that is going to be good for a walk. So runners on second and first. Brian Bocock up. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. They're going to let him take the hit. They are. Strategy roll is a 3, by the way, and the Giants are standing pat. And that is going to be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5 at the ballpark. We're going to go to AT&T Park, and that's going to be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5, that is a blank. Now, on the ballpark card, should you roll a result where it equals a blank, it's known as a rare play. So let's see what the rare play is today. Pitcher brushes back hitter. Uh-oh. Words are exchanged and both dugouts empty. Calmer heads prevail, but the umpire warns both managers if any hit by pitch happens after this for the rest of the game, the pitcher is thrown out. I am going to leave. Normally, after a rare play, I remove the rare play. And this rare play stands for both pitchers. All right? Actually, it's going to stand for Aaron. All right? It's going to stay for Aaron as long as he's in the game. When we remove him from the game, when he is relieved from the game, that rare play will go away. I am leaving that up there as a reminder. Normally, I take that off after every rare play. So, both dugouts empty and the bullpens come out. Everyone's just arguing over that. It's like, why? You know, words are exchanged. We'll get we'll get the John Boy review on that one off of that later, and we're gonna re-roll that pitch. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That's a strikeout. On a 1-18, that is a 12. Struck him out. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and the Giants will leave 2 stranded. After 6, it's Giants 1, Reds nothing. We go to the top of the 7. Ryan Friel, Yolbert Cabrera, and Ken Griffey Jr. due up for the Reds. All right, and with that, we are going to have a new pitcher on the mound for the Giants. And we do know that the rare play is going to happen. I am just going to remove that. So I left that up only for the last inning. When the other pitcher does get removed when he does get relieved, that is done. Right, so I did make a note of that. All right, new pitcher on the mound for the Giants. And they're going to bring in Sergio Romo is going to come in to pitch this inning. Romo comes into the game with an ERA of a 1.50. He's got no wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, 10 strikeouts, and no walks. Take a look at the stats here for Jonathan. He went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. An ERA of a 5.39. top of the order, 1, 2, and 3, he'll have to face off against the Reds. And here is the pitch. Friel with a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a strikeout. Now, Sergio does have the special K rating. We will talk about that when it comes into play. That is a 19. It's outside of the range of the special K. 3-6, column 3, row 6, and that's going to be a ground ball down the third baseline to Alora. He'll make the catch, and that'll put one away. Yolbert Cabrera, Cabrera is 1 for 2 today with a walk and a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, home run on a 1-4. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 7. It's inside the range of the special K. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that's going to bring up Ken Griffey Jr. 1 for 2 today with a walk and a strikeout. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. That is a hit by pitch. Sergio will give a +10. That makes it a 14. The die roll is a 14. And pitcher ejected. It was for both teams. So, after being previously warned, the umpire ejects Sergio for hitting the batter. So the game automatically knows that the pitcher is to be removed. So Sergio will get removed. He'll get bumped. And they're going to bring in Merklin Valdez. He's going to come in. Valdez comes into the game with a 2.73. They've already had one pitcher ejected from the game. He goes back into the dugout. Oh, he's upset about that. Throwing things around in the Giants' dugout, upset about that. He's got 1 loss. He's pitched 3 1/3 of an inning, allowed 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And here is the pitch to Edwin Encarnacion, who's 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. We'll take a look at the stats after the inning. Strategy roll, by the way, is an 18, and that's going to be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. Possible error on a question. Possible error, and that is going to be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4. It's a fly ball back that'll roll, and he'll make the catch. And sing, take me out to the ball game. We got to check for his error rating. That is a 2. Error rating. The error check is a 4 outside the range. Now we can sing, take me out to the ball game. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on for the Reds. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Merklin Valdez, Fred Lewis, and Eugenio Velez due up for the Giants. All right, let's take a look at the box score of the game after 6.5 had been played. Giants scoring right now the only run in the game in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors. The Reds 7 hits, 1 error, no runs. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and it's going to be Velez up. Velez not going to take the hit. They're going to leave Aaron on the mound, and Randy Wynn will pinch hit. Wynn batting a 426. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's a walk on a 1-9. The 15 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Aaron is a right-handed pitcher, so we're going to look to the right-handed side of the slash for Randy. That's a base hit down the third baseline. And with that, Wynn will get on with, leads off with a base hit. So they're going to give Aaron the remainder of this inning, but if he gives up a run, bullpen's warming up right now. We go to the top of the order. Fred Lewis, 1 for 2 with a walk. Runner on first, infield's at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 14. Giants are standing pat. And that's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a walk on a 1 to 10. 17 too high. That is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, double star 2. It's a fly ball back there to center field. Frill go back. Frill goes back, makes the catch, and that will put one away. Eugenio Velez up. Velez 1 for 3, hit and run attempt. So remember, on a hit and run, all ground double plays will get a -2. Base run ratings get the +2. Home run and walks are cut in half, rounded down. Lineouts are double plays. And should the batter strike out, we'll resolve it as a steal. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 8. 19 too high. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a ground ball to back up the middle to Herring. He'll make the catch. Wynn will advance. That becomes a fielder's choice. Ground double play rating is a 0. Kippinger is a 0. The pivot's the shortstop. And with that, Wynn will advance to second. So in this case here, runner normally, if the roll is greater than, now it's not explained here, so let me explain what's going on here. Normally, if the roll is greater than the base run rating, it's a forced out at second. However, Randy's base run rating is a 5, so it's the die roll is greater than the ground double play rating, but less than the base run rating. So in that case, in the case of this, where the base run rating is greater than the die roll, and the die roll is greater than the base run rating, but less the ground double play rating, but less than the base run rating, the runner on first advances to second with the out at first. And that is going to be a steal attempt. Wynn going to go to try to steal third. And that is an 18. That is a successful steal. And he'll steal that. Randy Durham up. Ray Durham, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 10. 16 too high. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a fly ball back there to Dunn. Dunn makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And 1 left on. After 7, it's Giants 1, Reds nothing. We go to the top of the 8th. And it's going to be Adam Dunn, Jeff Kippinger, and Joey Votto due up. And they are going to bring in Alex Hinshaw. Hinshaw is going to come in to pinch. He comes into the game with an ERA of a 9.0. He's 0 and no wins, 3 losses. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Sergio Romo. He went 2/3 of an inning before being ejected from the game for a hit by pitch. He got 1 strikeout, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 1.34. Marklin Velez, who picked up the other third of the inning, he leaves the game with an ERA of a 2.43. Top of the 8th, Adam Dunn, 0 for 3. Is Dunn going to take the hit? Dunn is going to take the hit here. Here's the pitch to Dunn. done. 1, 2, 2, 1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a walk plus on a 1 to 32. That is a 2. That's going to be good for a walk. So the walk done. Strategy roll is a 5. Jeff Kippinger up. He's 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Infield double play depth. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a range play. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a single to Lewis. His range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 4. That's going to be good for a base hit. He can't make it. And with that, Dunn goes to second. He'll get the hold sign there. Base run rating is a 0. And remember, if the base run rating drops to less than 1, the runners hold. Joey Votto up. He's 0 for 3. Is Votto going to take the hit? He is not. Votto not taking the hit. And they are going to bring in Jerry Hairston. Hairston going to come into the game, pitch hitting for Joey Votto, who's batting a 368. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 6. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, double star. It's a ground ball to Broker. Broker will make the catch. Now, double star off the pitcher card. You're going to roll 1d6 if you have the physical game. And that'll tell you where the out is. In the PC game, it's just going to be random. It's a ground ball to Broker. He'll make the catch. And it's going to be on a fielder's choice. Dunn goes to third. Kippinger is forced out. And Hairston is on. David Ross is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. He's going to take the hit. Strategy roll is a 14. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. It's a double star. This time it's a fly ball back there to center fielder roll, and he'll make the catch. And with that, that is a failed SF roll. That's a 3. The 4 is high, so nothing happens there. And that one, that is a 5, but the die roll base run rating is less than that. Xavier Valentin going to come in to pinch hit. Valentin batting a 227. Hinshaw's hired. Strategy roll 16. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's going to be good for a walk. On a 1 to 11, the 6 in range. And that is going to be good for a walk. And with that, Hinshaw going to come out of the game. And they are going to go with Tyler Walker. Walker going to come into the game. Will come into the game with a 4.50 ERA. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Bases are loaded. Hinshaw went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 2 walks, an ERA of a 7.89. They just need 1 more out. Strategy roll 14, top of the order. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 8. 18 too high. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. It's a ground ball to the third base to Laura. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. And the Reds will leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Benji Milan, Aaron Rowland, and John Brokaw due up for the Giants. And with that, we have a new pitcher on the mound. And they're going to bring in Gary McCall. They're actually going to bring in Todd Coffey. And with that, at first base, we do have a new pitcher there, and they are going to bring in Jeff Kippen, Scott Hattenberg. Sorry. Scott Hattenberg is going to take over at first base. And Edwin Encarnacion over at third is also going to come out. They're going to bring in Adam Rosales. So Adam Rosales will take over at third. And yes, they are going to do a double switch. All right, so Todd Coffey comes into the game with an 18.95 ERA, no wins, no losses. He's pitched 5 2/3 of an inning, allowed 13 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Aaron Herring, he went 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and ERA of 3.0. 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Benji Milan, who is 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and that's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2 at the ballpark. We're going to go to AT&T Park, and that's going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a rare play. Hitter fouls one off his foot. Check for injury. Benji is out for the rest of this game. So Benji going to come out, and Xavier Alfonso is going to come in. So we're going to re-roll on that one. And that is going to be a 4. Yeah. I want to make sure it's switched in the thing there. So that's going to be a 6-4-6, column 4, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1-4. The 9, too high. And that's going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. It's a fly ball back there to Frill. He'll make the catch, and that'll be 1 away. Aaron Rowland is 0 for 3. Rowland not going to take the hit here. Dave Roberts going to come in to pinch hit. Roberts batting a 200 right on the Mendoza line. Here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1-8. The 6 in range struck him out. All right, John Brokaw is up. Brokaw is 1 for 3 with a double, a strikeout, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's a strikeout on a 1-7, on a 1-12. The 17 is too high. And that's going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball to Cabrera. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So we're going to bring in Randy Wynn to take over at center field. That is the only change there. So Alfonso will be behind the plate there. It's no runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, it's Giants 1, Reds nothing. Tyler Walker coming out. And they are going to go with Brian Wilson for the save. So Brian Wilson going to comes in with a 6.0. He's got 1 win and 2 losses. He does have 2 saves, 6 innings pitched, allowed 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Tyler Walker. He also went 1/3 of an inning, an ERA of a 4.28. Taking a look at the box score after 8, Giants scoring the only run in the 6th inning. So it's 1 run on 7 hits, no errors. Reds, no runs on 8 hits and 1 error. 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Yoba Cabrera going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4, possible error on a throw. And that's going to be a 4-3. Column 4, row 3. That's a fly ball back there to Velez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Ken Griffey Jr. is up. He's 1 for 2 today with a walk and a strikeout. And that is going to be a 1-4 again. Column 1, row 4. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. It's a single to Brokel. His error range is a 0. That is a 2. No error there. And Griffey is on with a base hit. Corey Patterson going to come in to pinch run for Ken Griffey Jr. Scott Hattenberg batting a 455. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-2-4. Column 2, row 4. That's going to be a range play. And that is going to be a 4-6. Column 4, row 6. It's a ground ball to Durham. That is a 0. That is a 2. Durham won't be able to make the catch. It gets by him. Patterson on second. Does he advance to third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 3 through 6. That is a 5. And he will. Runners on the corners. Adam Dunn up. 1 out. Strategy roll is a 7. Dunn 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Dunn going to take the hit. Here's the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. Walk plus on a 1-29. 17 in range. And that will load the bases. Still attempt. Are they going to send him? Yes. They're going to send him. That is a 10. He got caught stealing. He tried to go for home. Wilson sees it, throws it to Alfonso, tags him out at the plate, and the Reds are down to the last out. And here is the pitch to Jeff Kippinger, who is 2 for 4. And that is going to be a wild pitch. It's 3-2. Column 3, row 2 on a 1-9. It's a wild pitch on a 10-11. It's a passed ball. It's an 18, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. Line drive to the shortstop. Bocock makes the catch. And that's the game. And the Giants win it 1-0. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And the Reds will leave 2 stranded. Final line score coming right up. So the San Francisco Giants defeat the Cincinnati Reds 1-0. Reds, no runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. The Giants have 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. Jonathan Sanchez will get the win. Aaron Herring will pick up his 5th straight loss of the replay. And Brian Wilson picks up his 3rd save. Taking a look at the stats here, Aaron Herring went 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.0. Todd Coffey went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of 16.12. Jonathan Sanchez, who will get the win, He went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, an ERA of a 5.39. And Brian Wilson, he went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, an ERA of a 5.14. So that is going to do it for us here at AT&T Park, as the Cincinnati Reds were dropped to 10-14, and the San Francisco Giants were improved to 8-16. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scoonie007. We'll see you for another exciting game at the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone.